Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves to Scrap, and I'm coming to you this Sunday for Scraplift Crafternoon. Yes, my weekly hop with the most amazing scrapbookers that are out there, and we are lifting Miss Carrie's Creations layout. Have a go at it. It's great, isn't it? What a fantastic layout. So I am going to start with this striped diagonally paper, and I'm going to gut it because I will be using it on the layout as well, and I just love the colours in it. I've gone with this one because it's a bit of a rustic feel to it, and it also is the colours in my photos. Now, Miss Carrie's Creation does the most amazing layouts. She also does amazing sketches, and she is an inspiration in the scrapbooking world. So it is a privilege to get to lift one of her amazing layouts. So I am just adding some distress inking to the edges of this main piece of paper for the base so that it stands up off that framing, and I am doing it one side at a time so that it does go flat. But you'll see there that it's got a bit of a ripple, and I'm not really sure why, but it will flatten out as the layout goes on. Alright, so what I've done here is I've already pre-matted my photos, and this is my son-in-law. He helped my husband throughout the last school holidays to repaint our back family room, which was quite good because my husband was getting to teach him how to paint. My son-in-law has not had very many experiences in the way of handyman DIY, and my husband has taken it upon himself to become his master trader, and he is becoming the apprentice. So it was quite nice to see them working together. Everybody else was at work, and my husband and my son-in-law spent a lot of time doing a lot of the house painting this holidays, which was nice. So I'm just going to add some paint splatters because, as you can guess, we are talking about painting the walls, and these are just great to add to the layout. Now, Miss Carrie has got some stamping on hers as well. She has some cogs on hers, and that's why I've gone with the paint splats. I'm also going to add in some stenciling like she has on hers, and I'm using that scorched timber through this stencil here with the diamonds just to build a little bit more to the background. So now that I've got the basis of my layout together, I'm going to pull together some pieces of paper that will become the coordinating strips that she has in the back of her photos. And this is like an anchor point for the photos on the layout. Now, Miss Carrie also has 2 points down under the photos that are circles, and I'm going to go with one that is a circle, and I've added in a journaling square as opposed to a circle like she had on hers. Just adding that scorched timber to the edges to make it lift off that background, and then I'm just going to layer up how I want the rest of this to come together. So I'm going to cut a strip of that diagonal paper, and I'm going to adhere that underneath the photograph, and that will provide the anchor point. Now, as I'm looking at it, I can see that that has not cut straight. So I'm going to have to fix that, and I'm not sure why that happened, because when I cut it, it said it was straight, but now I can see it is. So I'm just laying that one first, and then I'm going to add the 2 small bits on either side. So I stretch it because the photos will cover where it has a shortfall, and no one will see that once the photo block is down. I'm going to put these photos into place in a moment because I realise I need to add some stitching. So I've got my favourite stitching stamps out, and I'm just adding some faux stitching to the layout. I'm going to run it across those strips, and I'm also going to run it across the bottom edge of this layout and the top right hand corner as well. So that's just a little bit of a more feature to the layout, and it looks just that little bit extra finished. Now that my photos are down in place, I'm going to copy a little bit more of what Miss Carrie has on hers, but I'm going to actually punch a notebook edge to this piece of wood grain paper, and I'm going to slot that in underneath the bottom of my photo mats, and that will just give it another point of anchorage for this layout. Now I can go in and start embellishing. So I'm going to layer up first the first circle that she has on hers, and I'm going to overlay it with a die cut of a clock because that was lots and lots of time that they spent together in the holidays doing this. Then I'm going to put in my journaling box there, and that's going to come in under the notepad paper there and tie in with that cluster to the left. Then I'm going to put in this chain link underneath at the top, like Miss Kerry has on hers, and then I'm going to use a tag for my cluster point at the top and at the bottom. So I'm using the same colours that are in the layout, and I'm just going to add these to the bottom. Then I stamped these stamps. They are from P13, and they're art ones, and they're paintbrushes, of course, which was perfect for this layout, and I coloured them with my Copic markers. So I did that off screen. Didn't want to have you sit there and watch me colour in. They are great little stamps, and I'm using those as my embellishments to tie into the theme. Putting in a couple of tickets because, you know, when you're an apprentice, you've got to get some tickets. And then I'm adding those in behind these clusters. Now I have this die cut here, which is a little bit of cogs and a little bit of time pieces. So I'm just putting that in here to extend that cluster. And then I'm also going to add it to the top cluster as well. Now Miss Carrie has a clock down in the bottom right hand corner of her layout, so that's why I've put a clock on mine. And I'm trying to keep true to the main elements and the main features of the layout that she has, so that mine copies what she's done. Now I fiddle around with these paintbrushes. I want them on there, but I'm not sure how I'm going to get them on there. I like it tucked in under the photo there, so that one will stay there. And then I still move around and tuck around and play with the photos and the brush at the top. And I finally settle on putting it to the top under that corner, and the same here to the bottom of that corner. And then this bottom one, I didn't know whether I was going to pop it over the top or I was just going to run it as part of that bottom cluster, and I ended up running it towards the corner to tie in the title when I put it into place. So I'm just going to cover up my photos now before I put the title down, and I'm going to add some black ink splatters just to finish off the layout and just add a little bit more mixed media to it. I really love how this is coming together. It is quite a grungy masculine look, and that's what I was going for. This, as I said, is my son-in-law, so it will go into their album, my daughter at my son-in-law's. And I'm just going to put in the heading The Apprentice, because that's what he was. He was the apprentice painter at this stage. It's really nice to see him building a relationship with my husband, and he really does fit into our family very, very easily, which is nice when you have someone join your family and they actually just they fit in nice and easy. So there's my title, and I'm very happy with how this has come together. I'm going to glue down a few things that are sticking up. I hate sticky uppy bits, as I say to the kids at school. So I've gone through with my Nuvo drops now, and I'm adding them randomly like enamel dots, and I'm making a couple of them a bit larger so that when I seal it, they will look like enamel dots on the layout in different sizes. I have bought these new pens from Fawn Lawn, and they are like glossy accents, so I'm just adding them to the paintbrushes to give them that raised look on there, give it 3D, and also to be like the steel rim holding all the brushes together. And as I said, I've just layered up that Nuvo, so now it looks like an enamel dot on the page. And there's my layout, and I'm really happy with how it's come together, which I think surprised me, which is good because I like when I get a surprise when my layouts work. I love how this has come together. I love how Miss Carrie was an inspiration. I really do love her work. I love grunge. I love steampunky and all that sort of stuff, and so this was a great layout to work for masculine. My son-in-law, of course, there's there with the two photos. I had the clusters on the top and the side, and then along the bottom. So I've stayed pretty true to Miss Carrie's layout, and then I've added my little flair to it. So you too can have a go and play along with us. Tara, who coordinates our hop, is amazing. I am so lucky to be part of this group. They are so talented. Go and look at all the layouts below. Happy scrapping, everybody. See you next Sunday. And here's my next video recommendation.